What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tuned in to another edition of my vlog. I want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for sharing the channel and making what it is. You know, I'm all about that positivity and that motivation. And I just want to talk about when these cats be speaking on my name. And what I mean by that is, you know, I have a colorful past. I've been in an adult industry, been to the pen, you know, been involved in a lot of just, you know, street type of activity. And, you know, there's been times when I've engaged certain females and dudes want to try to speak on my past actions, thinking that they could, you know, possibly drive a wedge between my game or that female and me, or just, you know, have, you know, a say-so in my personal life. And I remember when I used to train at Gold's Gym back in the day in Sacramento, and I was doing my thing, and, you know, cats kind of knew about me having been in the business and stuff, and there was a couple, you know, a couple little females in the gym that was curious. You know, one of the cats, and he was like, oh, you know, Big Hurt, you know, he was a professional coochie assassin. He was, you know, doing all kind of freaky shit, and he was, you know, doing the movies and all this and that, and, you know, because she was asking about me, and he's gonna throw all the stuff out there to make it seem like, you know, you don't want to mess with him. You know, he's very promiscuous. You know, he's a cocksman. He's a cold dangler, you know what I mean? He's a lasso man. He be putting them down. And she's like, oh, she's a square too. Well, next time I seen that square, she had fire in her eyes. She wanted to know what the lasso was all about. She's ready to become a straight dangler. And I let it dangle. I put the beating on the panani, like Mike Tyson on the heavy bag, put in work. And I say thank you, man, for speaking on my name, for opening up the chalice so I can sip the wine. If it wasn't for you, I would have had to put in more work. But because of you, hey, man, I walk right into the coochie. But, you know, this has happened to me many a times. You know, on another occasion, I remember being out with my fiance at the time, and you know, a cat seen me in the club. I'm young. He up in the club. I'm at the club doing my thing, and I happened to walk away. He had been eyeing us in the club, and I walk away to the bathroom. He goes to my fiance, like, hey, you know who that guy is? She's like, yeah, that's my man. She's like, that's Big Herc. He used to do porn. I don't know if he told you, but he's been in a bunch of movies. You know, what's up with you? What's your name? He was trying to spit game. Oh, buster ass nigga, man. And, you know, I come back out the bathroom, she tripping and shit. Oh my God, what's, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, you didn't tell me you did movies, blah, blah, blah. And at the time, there was no need for me to talk about that. Because, you know, I wouldn't do movies at the time. I was in the streets, I was hustling. And so, my other homeboy was there, and he like, man, what you want to do? You want to go smash that nigga out? I'm like, nah, I ain't no need to trip, man. He a buster anyway, man. I seen him, and when he seen me, he tried to duck and shit. He basically left the club after I came out there, and my homeboy and them was ready to go, you know, dust him off. And so on the way home, you know, fiance, she tripping and acting up and shit. And we get to the house, and her friend's there, and her friend's like, look, before you start passing judgment on him, why don't we look at some of his movies to see really what it is he did? And so I started laughing, because her partner want to see the dang. She want to see what the dingling is working with, you know. And of course, you know, it's curiosity. Of course, she want to see what kind of demonstration Big Herc is putting down, you know. And I put down a mean demonstration, but I told her, I said, look, if you're gonna trip, if you're gonna make a big deal about, you know, my past and the things I've done, then, you know, we can part ways. Oh, well, I don't really want to part ways, but, you know, you didn't tell me and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, because it wasn't brought up in conversation, and eventually I would have told you, because, you know, if the relationship would have went that far. And this was before I was actually, you know, engaged to this female, but, yeah, man, you know, another cat speaking on my name, man, and it happens. And, you know, people always try to say, you know, things when they think that, you know, you got something that they want, and they think that they can say something slick to get you off your square, you know. And I just find it funny, man. I remember when that same female, when I lived in LA, and I was doing my thing in the porn industry, and I used to go to the sets, man, with these cats. And back then, you know, cell phones wasn't really popping. They might have had the Nextels, they had them, you know, but that was about the extent of it. They had the Nextels, and I forgot the other ones they had. But you know, I used to use a little cell phone, and then people still had home phones with their voice recorders. So I would go to the porn sets and be doing these scenes, and somehow every time I came home, my girl at the time knew about everything I did. And it was a don't say, don't talk, don't tell type policy. She knew I was out here getting money, you know, slanging a penis, but I didn't put it in her face. But these dudes, they seen her. A lot of these cats in the industry at the time seen her, and this is in the late 90s, and they'd be like, "Oh man, how you getting down with that?" And she ain't tripping, and you know, these dudes are like on some old sucker shit, man. I'm like, man, I'm a street nigga, man. You know, I mean, I can have, you know, coochie at the house and still be doing my thing, but you know, it ain't no thing. It ain't like, you know, the industry is the only place where I'm getting it at, you know. And so Cass was trying to constantly come between my relationship and, you know, come in there and throw salt and shit, man. But yeah, man, these cats, and you guys have heard of them, you know, they used to call my phone and leave messages, and I come home and I'll be like, damn, who else knew I was there? And there was only one other person, the person who I booked the shoot with. So, you know, naturally, he see me, he had my home number, and he called the house. Cold busters, man. Niggas in the porn industry, man, a lot of them niggas ain't not to be trusted, man. On some weirdo shit, you know what I mean? You're getting ass on the set, and then on top of it, you want to act like a hater behind closed doors because you see another man doing his thing, living his life, you know, on the private side. So that's why I didn't really socialize with a lot of them cats, man. You know, there's a couple cool dudes I used to, you know, really hang out and kick it with, but for the most part, I was solo bolo, you know. Cuba, Suave, you know, Tony Everready, you know, they were straight, man. I used to holler at them, and I didn't have to worry about no shiesty shit going on. But there's a lot of cats, man, they were just on some undercover shiesty shit and just jealous. You know, for what reason, I don't know, man. I don't know why you gotta feel like we're in a competition when we're all out here getting money. It ain't no damn competition, you know. But yeah, it's a couple, just like I said, some weird instances, man, with dudes hating behind my back for whatever reason. You know, even with my wife, you know, her friends, you know, Googling me, trying to do some research and find out about me. Do you know where he's been and what he's done? Do you know that, you know, he did this, he did that? And she's like, yeah. Oh my God. Aren't you a little worried about, you know, him and his past? And you're like, no. I'm like, man, these women, man, these people, man, all up in your business, man. People don't know how to mind theirs. I know how to mind mine, but they don't know how to mind theirs. So, you know, that's one of the things that you deal with when you have certain things that you did on your past, and people think that they can hold it over you, you know. And I don't hide anything. All my shit is on the internet, man. Ain't no shame in my game, man. I'm gonna go out here and get it, make it crack. And I ain't gonna let something I did in the past keep me from going where I want to go. But a lot of these suckers out here, you know, they gonna try to bring up shit and you know, somehow tarnish your character. Don't let them do it, man. Keep it macking, and basically do you, man. You know, be about your business. And yeah, you know, there's a few instances, man, cats are speaking on me, you know, trying to throw salt. Trying to, you know, think that they could, you know, I guess throw something in the mix between me and wifey, but, you know, it ain't happening, man. Wifey know what's up. I'm a real one. I'm a real nigga, you know what I mean? A true hustler, go-getter, and I make it happen. So, stay 100, Big Herc 916. Go get you some merch on Big Herc store, BigHerc916.com. Holla.